Hey there, welcome back. It's July, and while most of the country has just wrapped up the fireworks and 4th of July celebrations, there's another major development that could impact millions, especially if you're receiving Social Security. President Trump has officially signed what's being referred to as the One Big Beautiful Bill. And tucked away inside that political whirlwind is a provision that might change how your Social Security benefits are taxed this year. Now, your upcoming payment might look exactly the same, but what you owe on it come tax time? That might be a whole different story, and for many, that change could mean real savings. But like nearly everything that comes out of Washington, it's not without a few complications. So hang in there, because there are some key details you'll want to know now, rather than later. Before we dive into the full update, let me ask, have you seen any recent changes in your Social Security payments or experiences dealing with the SSA? Maybe things went smoother than usual, or maybe they didn't. Either way, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Even a quick note might help someone else going through the same thing. And hey, if these monthly updates help you stay on top of the latest changes, hit that subscribe button so you don't have to scroll through endless headlines every week. Let's begin with the July payment schedule, since that's what many of you are here for. If you're on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you should have already received your July payment on Tuesday, July 1st. That follows the usual rule. SSI is always paid on the 1st of the month, unless the first lands on a weekend or federal holiday. If you receive both SSI and Social Security, or if your Social Security benefits started before May 1997, your regular Social Security payment was scheduled for Thursday, July 3rd. Now, for everyone else whose benefits began after May 1997, your payment date is based on your birthday. If your birthday falls between the 1st and the 10th, you'll get paid on Wednesday, July 9th. If your birthday is between the 11th and 20th, expect your deposit on Wednesday, July 16th. And if your birthday lands between the 21st and the 31st, your payment should arrive Wednesday, July 23rd. If you use direct deposit, your money typically lands in your account early in the day, sometimes before you've even had your morning coffee. But if you still receive paper checks in the mail, allow a little extra time. And make sure your mailing address and bank information are up to date, especially if you've recently moved or changed banks. Now, let's get back to that new law, the One Big Beautiful Bill, and how it could change Social Security taxes. A lot of people heard that this bill would eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits altogether. That's not exactly accurate. What the legislation actually introduces is a new tax deduction. $600 for individuals over 65 and $300 for couples in the same age group. This deduction helps lower the portion of your income that's subject to taxes, specifically the part tied to your Social Security benefits. It doesn't mean everyone stops paying taxes, but it does raise the bar. Fewer people will hit the income threshold where Social Security becomes taxable. Based on early projections, about 88% of seniors will now either pay no tax or significantly less federal tax on their benefits. That's huge for anyone on a fixed income trying to stretch their budget month to month. However, and this is important, the existing formula that determines whether your Social Security is taxable hasn't changed. The new deduction just reduces your taxable income on paper. If you still earn money from retirement accounts, pensions, or part-time jobs, you could still owe something come April. And don't forget, the IRS is still catching up with this law. Your tax prep software or accountant might not have all the new rules in place yet. So check with the Social Security Administration's official website or your tax advisor before filing anything. Still, this new deduction could offer meaningful relief for many. But there's a trade-off. Since less tax revenue is being collected under the new system, the Social Security Trust Fund may run dry a bit sooner. The Congressional Budget Office has already revised its forecast, moving the estimated date of insolvency from 2033 to 2032, 1 year earlier. That's not an immediate crisis, but it does raise concerns. Former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers even compared the bill to poking fresh holes in a bucket that's already leaking. Others argue it's a fair trade, that seniors deserve tax relief just like everyone else. Either way, it's sparking a broader conversation about how to preserve Social Security for future generations. If you're wondering whether this change means extra money in your pocket right now, not quite. Your monthly benefit amount stays the same, and your July check will look identical to June's. The difference won't show up until you file your tax return next year, when that new deduction might reduce your tax bill or even keep your benefits out of the taxable range altogether. Now, let's talk about something else that's still causing headaches: overpayments. Earlier this year, the SSA faced major criticism for clawing back entire benefit checks from people they said were overpaid, often with little or no warning. After a wave of public outcry, the policy was revised. Now, if you're flagged for an overpayment, the SSA can't withhold more than 4% of your monthly check unless you give them explicit permission. It's not ideal, but it's an improvement. And if you get one of those overpayment letters, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. You have options. You can appeal, request a waiver, or set up a payment plan that works for you. The sooner you respond, the better your chances of resolving it with minimal hassle. Meanwhile, SSA offices and phone lines are still bogged down with long wait times. This is partly due to staffing shortages and also the rollout of new AI technology under the Department of Government Efficiency, abbreviated as DOGE. If you've been on hold for over an hour recently, you're not alone. Some people have even waited over a month for a callback. SSA says the new system should eventually streamline operations. But for now, service levels vary a lot depending on where you live. Also, a quick heads up. If you're applying for retirement or survivor benefits in person, not online, you might be asked to complete extra identity verification steps. This new rule went into effect in April as part of a fraud prevention campaign. It doesn't apply to Medicare or SSDI claims, but it's catching many people off guard during in-person visits. On a brighter note, if you were born in 1960, this is your milestone year. You officially hit full retirement age, 67. That means you can now claim your Social Security benefits with no reductions. Of course, waiting beyond age 67 can still increase your monthly payments, but you've reached the full benefit age now. Congratulations! So, what can you do this month to stay ahead? First, double-check your payment date if you're expecting a deposit later in July. Monitor your bank account or mailbox and stay alert for any unexpected delays or surprises. Second, understand that while the new tax deduction won't change your monthly Social Security payment, it could lower what you owe during tax season. If you're unsure how it affects you, consider speaking with a tax professional. And if you experience issues, like an overpayment notice, a missed deposit, or you just can't get through to someone by phone, try logging into your My Social Security account online. It's often the fastest way to check your payment status, especially with in-person offices still facing staffing problems. Lastly, I'd love to hear from you. Did your July payment show up on time? Are you dealing with delays or confusion under the new rules? Or maybe things are actually going more smoothly? Leave a comment below and let's help each other out. Some of the best advice comes from your real experiences, not government press releases. If you found this video helpful, give it a like so others can find it too. And if you're not already subscribed, now's a perfect time. We'll keep tracking the latest in Social Security, Medicare, and whatever else Washington sends our way. Take care, keep your paperwork organized, and I'll catch you in the next update.